Okay, I think we're here. Whoops, are we? Perhaps. There we go. All right, we are going live. Woo. Welcome. Welcome to Love Morning. Love day, love noon, love all day long. My whole worldview about Love Mornings has changed now that I have returned from the East Coast and I have participated in Love Mornings at noon, day after day. And every time it felt so weird to say, welcome to Love Morning, when it was noon. And as noon for many of you, I know. So, well, it is Love Morning. So I will just add a few notes to the start so that we don't lose our tradition of a song. But I will jump into saying good morning. Good morning to you, Gerbot and Lori B. Welcome to this day. Thank you for welcoming me home. It was a journey, to be honest. You know, my flight home on Thursday was canceled. And they rerouted me home that would have taken like 3 layovers that would have been an extensive amount of time, like 20 plus hours. I'm like, screw that. I'll just stay and hang out with Asher longer. So I stayed until yesterday, just afternoon. And then last night, I am so grateful that I got home safely. I am so grateful that the Southwest crew took such good care of us. I'm so grateful that we were able to get more fuel in Pueblo, Colorado, because we could not land initially in Denver. So I'm grateful that we were able to land safely in Pueblo, grateful that we were able to be refueled, and grateful eventually to get to Denver, even if it was after I had missed my last flight of the night and had to spend the night in the Denver airport. I am grateful that I was able to get a new blanket from Southwest to sleep in the airport. Grateful that they gave us some, that just had my neck kind of, hope that doesn't last. Grateful that I found a bench without armrests that I could sleep on for a little bit. And grateful that I'm home safely. So it was quite an adventure. Boys, air travel really just changed in the last 6 months, didn't it? During COVID, it was like nobody was traveling. It was cheap. It was easy, except for the wearing the masks. Now it's packed. Flights are constantly being canceled and postponed, and it's expensive. And wow, it's just. I guess it was also Easter travel and spring break travel, so the airlines and everything was even more packed and full. But woohoo! Yay for SkyTube, says Gerbot. Good morning, Brenda. Good morning to you. And good morning anyone who might be tuning in and not saying hello. Good morning. Encourage you to say hello. Leave a little note of what you might be grateful for. Or maybe even where you are physically. I'm in San Diego, California, after spending, how many days was I? When did I flew Sunday. Oh yeah, so I was there for a week. Is that right? Yeah, I flew out last Sunday. Yeah, so that was a lot longer trip than initially planned. And but so grateful for all the opportunities to spend quality time with Asher. Lots of firsts for us. I got left home. I was like, Amy left while I was, in charge of Asher for multiple hours at a time. Put him to bed myself while she was gone, which was a big kind of step of responsibility. We also took our first bath together, which was another big step in bonding and trust and such. I mean, not so much for him, but it was no big deal to him. Cindy, good morning. Cindy is grateful for the beautiful spring weather here in Vegas. Good morning, Cindy. Or good day to you, whatever time it is in Vegas. I tell you, this whole Love Morning name thing is feeling strange now that I've spent Love Noons for a week. Al says, with all the travel chaos this weekend, I'm grateful for the opportunity to stay put, read, and be calm. Yes. Thank you for sharing. I was reading this morning a book on surrender with some dialogues from the channeled entity Emmanuel that I'm looking forward to reading more of. I've been really, this week, I'm grateful for all the spiritual lessons of this week and the spiritual practices of this week, some of which I was feeling really encouraged by and some which were really discouraging. I'm trying to stay encouraged, like, oh, hey, I became aware of these things. Therefore, that is progress, as opposed to the thought of like, holy crap, there's so much shit that I still struggle with, or I'm not, zenned out about, or I have to like catch myself. Like I really had to really try to focus and like be present while we're playing games, like don't like treasure this moment. Don't get too caught up in stuff for planning or this or lose, just like, and so I'm trying to stay positive that, that meditation practice and potentially other things will help me to not just be critical of myself all the time. I feel like part of the spiritual path is not, it's like I have so many more reasons to judge myself. So many more reasons to be critical of myself. So many more things that I'm not doing right. And I know I need to balance all of this awareness with self-compassion, but it's just not coming as quickly or as easily. I'm just growing my report card of things. Oh no, didn't do that. Nope. Although I did do some things really well too. So I will say that I'm grateful that with all of the travel stuff I had, with layovers and missing flights and sleeping in airports and running through airports and all the stuff, like I was really chill, and I was very aware when I started to have a thought of like, what am I gonna? Hey, I'll figure it out. What if this? Nothing's happened yet. It still might work out. What if? Nope. So I had all these thoughts going, but I think the meditation practice has been helpful, being going, just a thought. Thank you. Next. That's something that Ladybug told me when you're, as a meditation, some people say like, let the thought be a cloud that just like fades away. And that's kind of helpful to me. But what has been more helpful is just to go, thank you. Next. Like I see it. Next. What's the next thought? I see it. Next. Good morning, Izzy. Happy Easter. Bill, good morning. Bill is grateful for sunshine, hugs, and love. And me, and the opportunity to return to Black Rock City this year. Yay, good morning, Bill. Bill, you posted something about a bus driver. Were you the bus driver, or were you quoting something written by a bus driver? Because it was really nice. Izzy is grateful for cooking delicious food for my parents and myself. Just prepared a Charlotte au chocolat cake. And I am live on Facebook and YouTube, so if you see me read something that you do not see, that is what is happening. Jim says, when everything melts into the great emptiness, what is left is awareness and gratitude for that awareness. Happy to exist. Right on, Jim. Well, I have been feeling lately like that state of great melting is many, many years off for me. And honestly, I don't know if I have the patience for it. So I'm going to keep going for a while and see how it goes, and decide if this being a human is really something I want to keep doing. But I'm in it for now. Happy Easter, says Katja. Katja. Sorry. Happy Easter. It is also my grandfather's birthday. I mean, he passed in 2007, but in a very unique situation, his birthday falls on Easter. So if you're on my Facebook, you can see I posted a video of Grandpa talking about Easter. and what it means, which I think is really beautiful. And if you're on YouTube, you can search on the Hug Nation page for Easter, and a bunch of videos about the Easter beer hunt will pop up, but there's also one about Grandpa on Easter, so you can see that. And he says, Grandpa says that Easter is a reminder that there's more to life than what you can see, touch, and feel. That there is some things, there are reasons, the heart has reasons that reason can't understand. Something like that is really good. Bill said that story he told was his story about when he drove, because he drives, you drive the shuttle at the Cleveland airport. Oh, what a fantastic story, Bill. It was about being kind of pausing the daily routine to be a love warrior to someone who was having just a terrible day. So thanks for doing that, Bill. Bravo. Good morning, Dawn. Hello to you, and happy sunny Utah. Sorry, happy Easter in sunny Utah. Oh my gosh, something tweaked in my neck during this broadcast. How funny that I slept on a bench and did days of air travel and slept on an air mattress for a week, and it was sitting at the desk that hurt my neck. Maybe it was the culmination of all those things, but oh boy, that's discouraging. Jim says, it's like training. Keep going to the gym. Keep practicing that instrument. Keep training that mind. Effort is never wasted. Yeah, I guess that's true. But I also know myself, and I know that I've never been a professional athlete. I've never been competitive training. I've never trained for a marathon. I've never done a lot of things. So the idea of training for the rest of my life for something is it's going to take massive changes in who I am. So we'll try. Like I said, I'm going to keep trying. Good morning, Lorian. Thank you, Al, for the healing vibes for my neck. Yeah, maybe I just need to lie down after this. I'm grateful for some Easter plans. I'm grateful that I got home today in time so that I will be able to celebrate Easter with my family. We've got our traditional Easter beer bottle hunt, which this year, for the first year ever, I will not have beer. It is a bottle hunt, so we also have kombucha bottles or Ensure for Grandpa at one point. So, but we do a beer bottle hunt. It's been a fun tradition for years. I finally aged out of it. Hot pad, good idea. I do have a hot pad. One day at a time. That's good advice, Lorian. Anyone else have any gratitude they want to share today on this beautiful Easter Sunday? I'm grateful for all the opportunities I had to do egg hunts all week long. I wrote that I probably did 100 Easter egg hunts, but now that I think about it, it's probably way more than that. Maybe not way more. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many could we do a day? Maybe 100 is probably right. Lori says, every time I use hot, my chiropractor says I should use cold. My understanding with hot and cold is you're trying to kind of get your system to kind of reevaluate what's going on and try so it can heal itself naturally, but I don't know. I mean, it's the thing in my neck is right where my skull, the base of my skull. Something just happened as I was sitting here, so maybe I just need to massage it out and rub some dirt on it. I heard a parent say that to their kid at the petting zoo. I went to a petting zoo yesterday. I don't think I've ever been to a petting zoo. I didn't realize you feed the animals. So I think for the first time then again, with my memory, I don't know. I could have done this 10 years ago and I wouldn't remember it. But I fed horses and alpaca and Yeah, big horses, little horses, alpaca, goats with cool horns. It was really cool. Mmm. Thank you for the shoulder tips, Brenda and Lori. Al's saying he's grateful for a batch of adaptogenic mushroom coffee samples. Is that like mud water stuff, or is that adaptogenic? That's not hallucinogenic, right? Or psychedelic. I'm a big fan of microdosing as well as other mushrooms. I have a daily mushroom protocol. Sometimes microdosing, sometimes just like lion's mane and turkey tail and things like that. Lion's mane, etc. Cool. Yeah, I had a cup of that earlier. I'm having decaf coffee right now. I'm I had de- I think I'm gonna slip back into caffeine. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I think another reason why I'm a little discouraged is because I really did some binging on my trip. Now, and it's and I look back through some old journal writing and I realized that I've had some binging issues for a long time, and but it wasn't. I didn't really pay that much attention to it when I was being intoxicated, because then it felt like a symptom of being intoxicated, but it's not. It is connected to some unhealthy coping mechanism and some, like, I think I have an eating disorder. And I just have been lucky because of the way I've managed it and the style, like my shopping in the store. I generally have healthy food so that when I do eat and binge and make myself full, that I have not, I don't visibly show to be overweight, but I don't have healthy eating habit. And that has been really discouraging, to think that I'm doing so good, but I'm not making conscious choices. And that the awareness of, like, I can cut something out of my life, but I can't cut food out of my life. So that has been discouraging. If you were able to binge yet hop back on the wagon, that's maybe a good sign. Um, is hop back on the wagon? I mean, like, and not, so binging but not drinking, is that what you're saying is a good thing? Potentially, but I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of things I was very encouraged by this week. I did really well with travel struggles. I was aware of a bunch of times when I was not present that I wanted to be, and I steered my brain back. And but I also was very discouraged by myself a few times, and yeah. So, oh, that being said, I think that I might do a like 30-day Pink Path challenge. Pink Path is the coaching group that I've done in the past, but not for a long time, not for a while. A number of Pink Path grads often pop in here. Izzy was here earlier; she's a grad, and so I think I might um, do like a 30-day challenge program. So if people want to join me and put some money in the game and say, like, I want to join the program. We're gonna have daily check-ins, daily, a commitment to what we're going to do for the week, for the month. And it doesn't have to be the same commitment from everyone, but saying, like, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing. And then I'll have some like class, like lesson plans that are part of Pink Path, each week. And as well as a 30 days of commitment practices and accountability. So I'm thinking about it. I got to look at the calendar and see when I can do that. I don't know why I got so discouraged this morning. Sorry for being a. No, I'm not sorry for being Debbie Downer. I'm again, I'm disappointed in myself for being down when I have so much to be grateful for. And that's, I think, one of my huge struggles. People keep telling me, you're too critical of yourself. You're too critical. I have a very high bar for myself. There is no room. I can be so compassionate and so encouraging and such a supporter for other people, but I don't make space for anything but, yeah. I need to learn to love myself like I love other people. I think that's what it comes down to. Good morning, Brent. Welcome back to Florida. I am back in San Diego. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate the view from the view, or the view of my view. Al saying, yes, I guess indulge it, not let it control you. Well, but that's the thing is, like, you know, I ate a sleeve of Oreos, like right before bed. I don't want to do that. Lori saying, a counselor would say, would you talk to your friend that way who is struggling? Exactly. I'm like, I know, I wouldn't know how to encourage myself. I just hold myself to a higher standard than I expect everyone else in the world. I have a hard time feeling worthy if I am not. When I am a novice, I feel I have no worth. If I feel that I am not excelling, you know, there's something about I think this has to do with my childhood tweak that I was told that I could do anything I wanted, and I thought that meant that that anything that I wasn't the best at was because was a failure on my part. I had the biology, the mind. I tested it in a way that you should be able to kick ass at everything. So anything you don't kick ass at, that's a lack of your worth. You failed. You could have succeeded, but you failed. You didn't try hard enough. You didn't apply yourself enough. You weren't dedicated enough. You weren't disciplined enough. Whatever. But you could have done it. You could be better than anything that's not great. So I know how to be compassionate to other people, but I need to just like accept being not special. Maybe that's it. If your mind is your son, how would you speak to it? Well, that's what I mean. I mean, like, actually, that's a good way to think of it, because I realized that I need to study a thesaurus before I visit next time, because I didn't have enough ways to say good job. I'm like, good job, nice, good job, all right, good job, all right, good job, nice. And I'm like, dude, I sound like a fucking stuffed animal that you push and it's only got like 5 responses. Good job. Nice. Like a magic 8-ball. Turn over. Nice. Good job. Like, fuck, man. Amy was like, look, it doesn't matter what you say. He hears the encouragement. You know, I'm like, okay. Nice. I'm like, man, there was a few times when I heard him say something that I said, and I was like, oh, I gotta be careful what I'm saying. So I will just say to myself, nice, good job. Good job. Good job. I did do a good job, and I'm doing a good job. I know it. It's just I don't know. I don't know what I'm missing. Um, Al saying, I read a tweet that said, "We don't need standing desks. We need desks teetering on the edge of a grave for the day we finally stop working." That caused me to rethink things. Yeah, I mean, there's a part of me that's like, could I just stop working? It feels like, I don't know. Jim saying, much better to have good job on automatic than you're an idiot. Really good point. Really good point. Well, I got to figure out what I'm going to do because now I'm back in my space. I have no excuses to be not doing my morning routine and exercising and hopefully getting. I think I need to like clean out my fridge and my pantry and just make sure I just don't have anything around that I can eat and mess myself up. And I'm thinking about maybe trying hypnosis, maybe. I mean, I would like to uncover whatever it is but I don't know. So good morning. Welcome to Love Morning. If you've got something else you're grateful for, I am grateful that this is a process, and I'm grateful for the patience that everyone shows me. I'm grateful for the encouragement that you're showing me, and I'm grateful for the perspective, and grateful for the big reminder to show myself the compassion that I would show others. And grateful that I get to see family today. Grateful that my parents are both alive and kicking. I get to have a egg hunt with them and see my nephews and see my brother and Jen, my sister-in-law. And grateful that I had just a beautiful week with Asher and Amy, filled with so many beautiful experiences. I have a bunch of things that I've written, pictures that I will be sharing. See, my struggle with food issues is that I need to interrupt the pattern. Like once I start eating, it becomes mindless. You know, it is like I don't like sit down and enjoy a bunch of food. I eat while I'm doing other things, and next thing I know, I've just eaten a ton too much, and maybe I'll just speak to this a little bit more because and maybe this I'll call this progress. I've been working on self-observation, and I'm aware that also, dude, so many things that have been tripping me out, like synchronicities. Like I watched The Whale, on the plane home, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like such a fucking. I'm like, I don't know. Like, luckily, I'm not overweight, but I don't know. I think it'd be harder if I was overweight to say fuck it. Okay, but so I became aware that something is happening when I am eating, like during the process of eating, I have the kind of free feeling that where I am not confined by feelings or discomfort or anything really. It's kind of it is an escape. It is like when my mouth and my taste buds are engaged in like it is like doing a hit of nitrous. If you've ever done nitrous oxide, it's like whoo, okay, like I'm elsewhere. And then as soon as it's over, it's not like the itch is scratched. Like, oh, craving satisfied. You're just like, no, I want to go back there. I want to go back there. They call it hippie crack, nitrous oxide. No, but it's like food crack. Like, no, man. So I am like loading up the next balloon as I'm eating, as I'm doing the current balloon. I'm eating a cookie and grabbing the next cookie, like eating, and that's kind of scares me. It's kind of embarrassing to say that. Um, Good morning, Gene, or good afternoon, wherever you are. Gene's saying, boy, do I understand how thoughts can race through our minds. It seems like a form of craziness that only peace can conquer. Peace and love from this little old lady in Pueblo, Colorado. I was there last night. I was in Pueblo. We got redirected and then refueled and then back to, and I spent the night in the Denver airport last night. Just got home this morning. Gene saying, I'm enjoyed all that you've shared. It shows that we are not terminally unique in our quest in growing. Have blessed days. Oh, thank you. That's beautiful to hear. No worries, Al. You didn't cause negative thought patterns. I brought those. I brought those with me, and then I chose to sit in them. Whereas I've been pretty good, like in the flights, being like, okay, but this is a negative thought, let it go. But I kind of let it loose here, meaning stewed in it. But I think that's also what I probably should do. Okay, if I'm going to listen to my trainings that I'm going through, I should probably try to be very aware of how I feel as I'm talking about these things, which I've not been doing this good this week. I have not been doing body tuning and stuff. Dude, I have therapy this week. I'm like, what am I going to talk about? There's been so much that's fucking happened. Do I talk about good things? Do I talk about bad things? Do I bring up the eating? Because that's not even been part of the conversation. I have 2 therapists. I probably need 2 more. Jim's saying sometimes all we can do is watch ourselves engage in a habit. Observation itself collects a certain quality that eventually becomes strong enough to consider making a different choice. But first we must observe the action and all the feelings and thoughts it creates us. And you know what? The other book I was just reading, like I have to, it said you have to observe without judgment. Observe without judgment. So maybe I just need to let go of that judgment and just notice, wow, I am eating this way. Okay. All right. This is how I am. If that's results in me putting on some weight, it's, hey, that's, I love me. I love myself. I love whatever my body is doing to try to protect me right now. I love it. I appreciate it. And I'm going to work to understand it, but I'm not going to judge it. I'm not going to be angry at myself. I'm not going to belittle myself. I'm going to be compassionate and loving towards this human flawed creature. It just sucks, like I feel like I'm doing little checking how many days I've so 47 days of feeling like totally nailing my habits, and then be like, oh, actually no, you just shifted your bad habits into food. It doesn't feel. I'll say that it's very difficult for me to not judge myself for that. But maybe just like I maybe no reason to celebrate 47. No celebration, no judgment, just observation. Good words, Jim. That's very similar to what the book by Red Hawk that I'm reading says. It will untangle itself over time. Lori giving some Weight Watchers tips, and I could also try to. I mean, if I did like, I don't track my food. There's that's the thing is like there's so many things that I've integrated now in the last 47 days, and there's just so many more things that I need to do, that I should do. Need, should, need, should, need, should, need, should, need, should, need, should, and that's what just starts to give me this like hopeless phase. Like, what the fuck? I was pretty fucking happy before. I just let myself do whatever I want. So now that I'm trying to do good, I get to like suffer all the time. What the fuck? Doesn't seem like. I'm not sure if I would. At this stage, I can't recommend this path to anyone. All right. Well, happy Easter. It's time for rebirth. That's what we should be focusing on. This is the opportunity to be born anew, that the Christ consciousness is available to all of us. All we got to do is sit down when we eat, meditate, observe our thoughts, walk on water, you know, the basic shit. All right, beautiful people, time for us to go hide our eggs. So wherever you are, I love you, I appreciate you. Thanks for your patience with me and my weird mind. But not special, not special. Just weird like everyone else. So wherever you are, give yourself a big squeeze, give yourself a hug. Feel us all holding you as you hold me, and all of us sharing this moment of shared humanity. Little self-compassion, little forgiving others and forgiving ourselves. Sinking into the oneness of us all as we take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of you beautiful ambassadors of love, thanks for being here for this love morning, love midday, love evening. Thanks for being a part of Hug Nation.